Yashikokech.
Koch is right. Love those melodies. So, so this is hot off the press news. But Reader's Digest has a column called "The Nicest Place In," and recently, I think today or yesterday, Riverdale was chosen as the nicest place in New York, Riverdale neighborhood in the Bronx. And the story that's told in the Reader's Digest, you can look it up after we're done. I'll find the link. I'll send it to you. It starts in the chaos of Purim, which we all remember the chaos of that time. And it tells a story about how Eliza Abrams Koenig ordered 30 pizzas to be delivered for a party at her synagogue, the Riverdale Minyan, for their Purim party. But then COVID hit and the big Purim celebration was canceled. But Koenig picked up 30 pizzas from Cappuccino Bakery anyway, and she and 7 volunteers delivered them to quarantine congregants. I didn't know this story. But thus was born the Pizza Brigade. And over the last months, among the many things that the Pizza Brigade has done is they delivered 20 pies of pizza to the emergency room and pediatric emergency room at Montefiore Hospital, 25 pies to the families of people on the local volunteer ambulance corps who, were the families who were sort of waiting for their loved ones to come home and were putting themselves in danger, 10 pies to Weill Cornell Hospital in New York. And then the article goes on to also feature something I've spoken about is the Friendly Fridge on Broadway. So it features those two things and concludes, Riverdale is the friendliest place in New York. And what I loved about reading about our neighborhood reflected back is that here in the midst of chaos, our neighbors at the Riverdale Minyan and the people who started the Friendly Fridge reached beyond themselves and their own community to see the divinity of others and to understand what seeing the divinity really required. And they brought a little bit of order, I think, to a small part of the world. And one way to read the story of the book of Breshit is a move from chaos to order. And there's several stories that reveal how in the book, when there's chaos, what emerges is an order, and what emerges is a learning that comes from the chaos. So one of the things that Rabbi Jonathan Sachs points out about this move is that in both stories, it refers to humans being created in the image of God. But in the first story, in Genesis 1, it says God created humans in the divine image, B'Tselem Elohim. But that's just meant to teach us about our own divinity, right? God says, you humans, you too, Adam, Eve, you are created in the divine image. But then comes the Noah story. All the chaos of the Noah story. And what emerges at the end is, and I never quite paid attention to this language, is at the end of the story of Noah, whoever sheds the blood of humans, by humans shall his or her blood be shed. For in the image of God, God made humankind. In other words, not only do we have to worry about our own divinity and be aware of our own divinity, we have to be aware of other people's divinity and our responsibility to both safeguard those lives and create institutions of justice that will safeguard lives. So, I don't love the context of the Noah story, right? Whoever sheds blood, his or her blood shall be shed. But I do appreciate the move from understanding that I am created in the image of God to understanding that other people are created in the image of God. It's a move that we all make, right? As babies, we see the world as all about us, right? It's me and my parents. And slowly we start to understand the wider family unit, the world outside of our walls. And as the world gets bigger and bigger, some people, when confronted with the chaos of the outside world, stay in the place of, I am created in the divine image. And that's how they go through life. I am created in the divine image. But the move that Breshit is asking us to make is, not only am I created, but other people, all these other people that I'm coming in contact with, they also have parents and they also have families and they are also created in the image of God. And I think that at this moment when it can sometimes feel like society is regressing, like we're going back to the primordial chaos of Breshit, we wonder about the strength of institutions and democracy itself, and we feel that life and health are so fragile. We feel like hatred and division just can be stoked at every turn, that people's economic well-being can be destroyed, that we remember that part of our job is overcoming chaos. And the way we do that is by recognizing the divinity of other people. We protest, we lift up the dignity of other people, we reach out, we guard life, we jump in, we teach, we advocate, we learn, we vote, we deliver pizza. And we hold on to the belief that from chaos can come order, that failure and regression creates insights and awareness, and the faith and wisdom ultimately sustains that as we hopefully move forward together with that really very powerful awareness. Shabbat Shalom.